Now, last video we have discussed about the impairment of assets. Now we will talk about the one of the important standard, that is intangible assets. Now, friends, generally you know about the intangible assets, which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched. There is no physical existence. For example, goodwill. Many students aware about the intangible assets. Now, such intangible assets under under Indian accounting standard, what kinds of treatments are there? What do you mean by intangible assets? What kinds of details are there that we are going to study in this particular video? So let us discuss intangible assets. Indus AS 38, that is intangible assets. Now, first of all, we should know about the asset. What do you mean by asset? Whenever we will consider any particular thing is an asset, for that purpose there are total three parameters. Whenever we have to consider any particular thing is an asset, there are three parameters. First of all, control, then it is a past event, result of the past event, and third one is that future economic benefit. If any particular asset controlled by organization or entity and as a result of past events from which future economic benefit, such things are called as a asset. So what do you mean by asset? Controlled by the organization, it is a result of the past event, and it is used for future economic benefit. Now, whenever we will talk about asset, let us take one example. Only asset. On 8, it is 8. On 8th April 2021, TKT Limited purchased a plant worth ₹5 lakhs and installed it in its factory for manufacturing the oxygen cylinder. Now, let us see whether the plant of ₹5 lakh is an asset. Now, TKT Limited is a entity, it is one of the organization, it is a company. On 8 April they purchase ₹5 lakh plant, and they install this plant in its factory. For what purpose? For producing the oxygen cylinder, for manufacturing the oxygen cylinder. Now my question, whether this plant ₹5 lakh is an asset? First of all, we have to raise the question, that is it controlled by the entity? This answer is yes. It is under control of the TKT Limited. because TKT Limited is owner of the plant, it is a control by the entity. Now next question, as a result of the past event, even it is as a result of the past event, because what happened, we will prepare our books of records on 31st March 2022 before they purchase, because they purchase on 8 April 2021, as event took place on 8 April 2021 when TKT Limited purchased the plant, and in the balance sheet of the TKT Limited on 31st March 2021 it is shown as an asset because past event, that is 8 April 2021 date of purchase. Now third parameter, that is future economic benefit, whether our asset used for production purpose, economic benefit purpose or not in the future. The answer is plant is used for manufacturing the oxygen cylinder, that they mentioned there. The oxygen cylinder shall be sold in the market, and by selling oxygen cylinder manufactured by this plant, therefore TKT Limited will gain future benefit. So whenever we will talk about any particular asset is asset, so we should think about these three parameters, that is control by the entity as a result of the past event and future economic benefit. Now whenever we will talk about the intangible assets, we will consider which asset is an intangible asset. First of all, we should know about is an identifiable, it is a non-monetary asset without physical substance, controlled by an entity, and future economic benefit. It is considered as intangible assets. Now, is an identifiable. So we will take one example. For example, Jet Airway is a private company. They are traveling the passengers and goods. Now Jet Airway wanted to land in the Mumbai's airport. Jet Airway wanted to land in the Mumbai's airport. Now Mumbai Airport Authority takes some charges, landing charges from Jet Airways. Now if they pay these landing charges, Jet Airway is allowed to land their aeroplanes in the Mumbai airport. Now in this particular example, Mumbai Airport Authority, they are not selling their airports to the Jet Airway. They are providing temporary facility to the Jet Airway, and this particular facility they are provided for temporary purpose. It is an identifiable, there is no physical substance, and it is considered as an intangible asset. So if you see that the capable be sold or exchanged with another asset independently without disposal of the other assets, or raising from contractual or legal rights. It means Jet Airway has a legal right or contractual right, and this particular right they are temporarily transfer. Therefore, it is considered as a we can say that it is a intangible asset. Now, there are various kinds of intangible assets. Some assets are market related intangible assets. For example, trademarks, service marks, trademark, internet domain name, newspaper masthead, non-competition agreement. These are the examples which are related to the intangible assets. Some examples are customer related intangible assets. For example, customer list, order or production backlog, customer contracts and customer relationships, non-contractual customer relationship. These are the examples of the intangible assets. Friends, you know only the goodwill. Goodwill is a intangible asset, but these are the examples of the intangible asset. Some of the brand name, also the intangible asset. Sometime what happens? Suppose one of the Japanese company, they tie up with the Indian company, and as per the agreement between the Japanese company and Indian company, Japanese company provide some technical know-how to the Indian company for producing a four-wheeler car, and technical know-how they are provided. Technical know-how means this information, knowledge how to produce four-wheeler car. Such type of technical know-how provided by Japanese company to the Indian company. This technical know-how provided, it is a intangible asset. Now friends, Coca-Cola company producing the soft drink, and soft drink, how to produce the formula is also they have a patent, and it is one of the intangible asset. So these are the various kinds of example. Technical know-how, it is one of the example of the intangible asset. Some market related or sports related or cultural related intangible asset that we are going to study. It is a sports cultural related intangible assets. For example, plays, opera, ballet, books, magazine, newspapers, other literacy works, musical work such as compositions, song lyrics, advertising jingles, pictures, photographs, video and audio materials including motion pictures, music videos and TV programs are the examples of the intangible assets which are related to the sports and cultural event. So these are the assets you should know about, and it is comes under Indus AS 38. I hope you understood this particular standard, and this particular standard, whenever we will talk about asset and intangible asset, we should know about the meaning and definition of the asset and intangible assets. Okay, bye.